And so as I was studying this, what I want to talk about today, I want to talk about honor. Last week I talked about how each one of us is a powerful person. We're powerful people. We're powerful people. And in giving power so that relationships, what it does is it eliminates fear between us. And so that love can fill that place. And we can have loving relationships because honor creates that place. We were talking about fear last few weeks. We've been talking about control. And somebody gave me a book, just by Honor Rewards by John Bevere. And I just want to read something out of that. Is that okay? Because as I read that, I went, oh, God, keep teaching me, keep filling me up so that I can give out, He wrote in this book, it's on page 16. I'm going to read that, okay? You all right with this, right? I'm just going to take some of the highlights of it. But he said, let's look at the statement Jesus made concerning his hometown response to his ministry. He said, a prophet is not without honor except in his own country, among his own relatives, and in his own home, own house. And he goes on, he says, the key word here is honor. They didn't honor him. And they began to give an explanation of that word in the Greek. And this was what really caught me. It said, the Greek word for honor is time. I've done so much study on this word and the words closely relating to it. And he looked at numerous Greek dictionaries, commentaries, and other books containing studies of the original Greek. And I've also had in-depth talks with two fluent Greek men. One lives in Greece. His family is now fourth generation of ministers, and the other is a minister living in Great Britain. The definition I'm about to give you is a combination of all the feedback I've received from these sources. And this is how he put it. The simplistic and literal definition of time or honor is valuing. Wow. Valuing. So when you speak of the word time to a Greek man, he thinks of something valuable, precious, weighty, such as gold. Think of it. You don't put gold in a junk drawer. Rather, you assign it a place of honor. Other definitions of honor is appreciation, esteem, favorable, regard, respect. Honor. I love that. Valuing. Value. Oops. You know what I want to talk about a little bit today? Can I have 15 minutes? I'm asking for permission. I'm honoring you. Y'all looking at me like, come on. This is a word that I don't think I really understood too much. I really, in looking at this word, I don't think I really had a good understanding what honoring was. How about you? Wow, honoring. Today I want to talk about something else too that relates to it, and it's covenant. Ooh, that's a word. Yeah, what are you talking about? Covenant. I want to bring something to the surface today. It's an important part of our experiencing of honor with each other. I believe it's another thing that is going to, you know how when I was talking about earlier about the fear, there's times, I've been in churches before when the pastor said, I want to talk to you. I went, oh my goodness. Oh boy, what did I do now? Am I going to get yelled at? And we got to get past that, don't we? We got to get past that. But I believe this idea of covenant is another thing that reduces anxiety between us. This is what it is. It is my life is committed to your life. I love that. My life is committed to your life. And the value and the function of covenant in us as a community of believers is how God is woven into the very fabric of who we are as a collection of people, who we are. You know, Gary, you just gave a testimony of the enemy trying to press through this wall. You said you had a vision of faces trying to come in here. We're in this world. We're not of this world, but we're all having to deal with things and go through things, and we need each other. We're called to gather together. And in that gathering together, in that holding on to each other, in that covenant, we overcome. It's amazing in some societies, I don't have this down here, but in Thailand, in some places, this was my prayer, when that whole groups, because they are so knitted together, so tight, that the whole group almost had to accept Christ at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? It was strange. It was really strange. There's societies like that. You know, we're so individuals, like it's me and what I want, But we are to overcome together. If we stay together, and that's the whole point, if we understand the power of protecting our relationships toward one another as a whole, if we practice that value, then we understand something. We understand something. We are collectively created to be a body, a unit, a body connected to a head. I need you, and you need me. Sound like Barney. I need you, and you need me, and that's the way it's gonna be. Hallelujah. I just made that up. But it's true, isn't it? We need each other. We need each other. We need each other. We are collectively created to be a body, a unit, a body connected to the head, Jesus. Let's look at Colossians real quick. Where did I put that? Colossians 1:18. And I just spilled water up here. It's just water. That's what I feel like. It's slushy. And he is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning and the firstborn from among the dead. Jesus is the head. He's the head. We're the body. When we forget that, or when we introduce as a possibility that we can break off from those around us, then we become targets. We do. We become targets. I was listening to Danny Silk, and he gave this illustration. He said, the banana that leaves the bunch gets eaten. It's true, isn't it? The banana that leaves the bunch gets eaten. When we think we can just pop off and go, and we're not connected to the body, I believe this is what God's really saying. It's just He's wanting us connected, and honor is part of that. This connection. There's a power in us being connected to each other. When we forget this, we become weakened, sick, powerless, and scattered. If you're going through a tough time, it's not the place to go running away. When you're going through something hard and difficult, it's not the place to go running away. When you have sinned, and sinned bad, it's not the place to go running away. It's the place to stay connected to the body.